Mic one rolling.
Okay. Camera rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am excited. Welcome to another edition of The Playhouse. Yes, you can clap for me. You asked for more women, ladies on the show, and I have adhered to your requests. Ladies and gentlemen, Yani, with me, you're going to hear a lot of music history. I've got the true OG here. Very few people. Actually, I've not interviewed anybody who's been in the industry as long as she has. Listen to this. From everybody from Timbrimbui to Marcus, to Ulopa, from Camp Mula all the way to Masimaira, from the formation of Camp to a whole lot more, Achenga Bura, Nema, name it, the lady has worked with these people. Eric Wainaina, in fact, Eric Wainaina says that he learned how to write songs from her. I mean, I'm not doing her intro justice, but she will do herself justice. There's so much you're about to learn from my guest today. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for none other than Suzanne Gachukia Opembe. Have I said that right?
Kabisa.
I've said that right, eh? Thank you so much, Suzanne, for agreeing to be on the Playhouse.
Thank you for inviting me.
As a musician, I am extremely privileged. Let me tell you why I do the Playhouse. Our history as the Kenyan music industry has not been captured. And because it's not been captured, the musicians of today per se may not know how to go about it. They don't understand the shoulders that they're standing on. Now, anybody watching this in the Kenyan music industry is standing on your shoulders.
Asante.
It's the truth. It's just the truth be told. And what I like doing on the Playhouse is throwing this thing way, way, way back to the very beginning. So take your time. No rush in this. So when did you first fall in love with music?
Wow. I had a toy piano when I was about 6.
Can I ask what year this is? Just for the millennials watching.
This was in the 60s.
Whoa. You had a toy piano then?
I had a toy piano, a blue toy piano.
60s?
Yeah.
You look nothing like it, man. Hey! I'm serious, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
That makes you over 50...
That makes me 58.
You're joking. No, but I'm very serious.
I've earned the right to say my age.
Yes. What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm about to hit the big 60.
You don't look it. You look like you're about to. My partner here is about to start coloring. Anyway, so you got your toy piano. Who bought it for you? Your dad?
Yeah, it must have been my folks. And that's when I really sort of fell in love with music. We used to play a lot. You know, we grew up on a farm, and we played a lot. And there was an old accordion as well, that I guess the previous owners had left. So I mean, that's really committee.
Okay.
You know, near where Musyoka's studio is, somewhere down there.
Oh,
yeah. In those days, those are all rough roads and everything.
Yeah.
You know, so around there.
Okay.
So that's when I started. I remember in Standard 4 writing my first song.
Whoa.
It's gonna rain, girls and boys, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain, cats and dogs, it's gonna rain. Something like that.
Okay, I've got to say this. The Gachukias are known for the Riara group of schools.
Yeah.
So when you say you're in class 4, where were you? What school were you guys?
Oh my dear, that was way before.
That was
pre-Riara schools.
Yeah.
That was in Hospital Hill.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And Hospital Hill, in those days, city council schools had pianos. I mean, the Hospital Hill had about 3 or 4, 5 pianos. So it was something that we almost took for granted. You know, I was gonna do I started late piano lessons. My folks bought me a piano on my 11th birthday.
Whoa.
And that was, the rest is history. That was it. That was love. It was love at first sight.
That was the beginning of why we're here today.
And that was really late if you are doing music, people actually start earlier. But it was late for me to start my piano lessons. I think when I was 10, if you're in Europe or somewhere else, you'd have started when you're 5 or whatever. Even now here, kids start when they're much younger.
Okay, but
I was still playing my little toy piano. I was playing, plonking out tunes and doing things. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Who are you listening to? Which musicians are there at the time that you're like,
God, in those days, I was listening to what my brother listened to, my elder brother. So it was James Brown, Wilson Pickett, Aretha Franklin, you know, all those kind of people. Percy Sledge, The Temptations, you know.
yeah.
When I went to Form 1, I met a girl from Nigeria, Priye, and she gave me my first Carole King album.
Okay.
Okay, and that is, I think, where I learned how to write songs.
From Carole King.
Yes.
Okay, even before, I'm trying to paint a picture, because in my head, I'm trying to say everything that I know, per se, maybe didn't exist there. So when you're talking about all these vinyls, first and foremost, are you, what number in the family are you?
I'm the second born,
Okay.
but
Of
I'm the
how
boss.
many? You're the second firstborn.
Of four, 2 boys, 2 girls.
Okay.
Yeah,
One of your brothers ended up in media as well.
yeah,
Yeah, Tony Gachukia.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, but let's, again, I'm trying to say, you know, right now, to somebody, I want them to understand it was a privilege or it was not normal for you to have that kind of a collection, because it meant you had to have originals. Were they even tapes, or at the time was it?
No, that was records.
By records, we're talking here, phone
Yeah,
was
that you go and buy at Asanans, or is it Melodica? I can't remember the other shop down Tomboya Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you'd go with your however much money. Yeah. We had a cousin who we called Madai, because he used to go at, that was in high school when an
Yeah.
album was about 100 bob, and he'd buy an album every week, a new album every weekend. Barry White, whatever. So we used to call him Madai.
What? Okay. So you fall in love. I've understood sort of the foundation. You're listening.
So I start my piano lessons.
There's no locals that you're listening to. There's no.
At that time, I mean, no, because we're listening to Miriam Makeba. I remember my parents taking me to see Jane Osborne, who was a Zambian. Apart from the locals that we listened to, because my dad worked in government, he was chief of protocol, was the Kenya Police Band. They were our staff. That was it.
That was the local industry.
That was the local music that I listened to.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously church choirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now high school. Where did you go to high school?
Limuru Girls.
Limuru Girls.
And then I moved to Musangari.
Okay. Continue the journey.
Okay, so I start my music lessons. I'm late. I play by ear better than I hated sight reading, but I did the whole thing. I did the whole learning classical music, blah blah blah. Go to high school, start composing. We started a band in Form 2 called Syncopated Soul.
Anybody that we know who would be on that band?
Well, Makena Mweraria, who bought African Heritage.
Yes. Ooh.
God, I'm trying to think who else. And then we teamed up with a group from Lenana called Velvet Motion. So we do gigs together.
Wow. And where were you gigging? Now in schools?
Just in school.
In schools, eh?
Just
Okay.
in school.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I chose to do music for my O-levels. In Form 3, a Peace Corps volunteer who was a music teacher came to teach us at LGS. And she took us for our Form 4, whatever, we had to do some traditional music stuff. Oh, and that's when I got into traditional music. Because music festivals and this and that. So learning all these traditional songs from different countries. I mean, from different regions in Kenya. So, and I loved that. Okay. But Miss Schwartz took us to Malindi to spend a week learning how to play the Giriama drums. And that for me was just, it's like, how it opens your mind.
Yeah.
Completely opens my mind, because now you're starting to think, okay, roots, where are we from, Still wasn't writing too much. I was still doing, the sort of R&B kind of pop genre.
Yeah.
Then, of course, went to Musangari for Form 5, and they didn't have music for A-levels.
Yeah.
So I had to go and be taught my music at the conservatoire.
Okay. This is some crazy history. So again, I'll always try and contextualize it in case somebody's from this generation is watching this. There's no 844.
No.
This is
This is
before.
Standard 7, Form 4. When I went to school, okay,
Yeah.
for instance,
Yeah.
Swahili was made compulsory when I was in Form 2 going to Form 3, so I never studied Swahili in school. Okay?
It was a Queen's English.
Yeah. And Swahili was an option for people in my year. So a few people took Swahili.
Yeah.
You know, but me who didn't know anything. Man,
But what I love is that you're saying that the option to do the arts, music was there.
was there.
Which is not
Music
there
and
now.
art.
Yeah.
No, well, it is
The
kind
844, I
of.
mean, it was wiped out of KCP if I was not wrong at the time. I don't know if it was
But
brought back.
844, in high school, you can do music as a subject.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm not sure about the
Yeah.
curriculum now, but I think it's a bit better than it used to be.
Okay. So you go to Musongari and now you're learning.
Okay, now, first of all, back in LGS, of course, now I'm composing, we're doing whatever, we're doing originals for school choirs. I was the head chorister, you know, in the chapel. I mean, Limuru was a real growth period for me musically. Musongari, we put on a concert with Rachel Omamo, who's now the Minister for Defense. And we fought with the nuns because they thought it was too sexy or too this or too that. But I mean, they still eventually they allowed us to run with it.
Yeah.
So get out of high school, I worked at an advertising agency, you know, just internship kind of thing.
What advertising agencies?
O&M.
O&M, okay.
Yeah. And then went to then it was Kenyatta College to study music,
Which is not Kenyatta University.
which is now Kenyatta University. They had a small music department. But Walter Omondi, George Senakazake, I mean, these guys were just amazing people. And then that's where I met, who's this guy of Sukuti who recently passed away?
Ayubo? No,
Not
no, no,
Ayub,
no, no.
Sukuti, oh God, Mzee Ngosi. Mzee Ngosi used to come and teach us, you know, Sukuti and whatever. I mean, it was just really, again, just an appreciation for talented people and people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. However, my time at KU was quite interesting because the first time most of the professors heard me play was during my exam, because I used to go to the conservatoire for lessons because there wasn't anybody with that level of nini. But they kind of had sort of said, well, you know, she's this girl from a well-to-do family. My mom was a member of parliament.
Yeah.
And she's this and she's that, and yeah, well, maybe she can't do it. So the shock when the external examiner came and I played all this classical music, I think a lot of them were very embarrassed, the people who had been singing. But after that, I convinced my parents to send me to the States to study.
So you at this time, do you know that you're going to do music, or are you?
I was doing music.
I mean, it was. Oh,
that was music. I was doing music.
So I like this. At that time, man, that's crazy. Your parents were truly supportive of whatever it is that you wanted to do,
Well,
or,
you know,
or was there resistance?
My mom's a PhD in literature. She studied under Gogi wa Thiong'o, Mishere Mugo. I mean, you know, our house, Okodbitek, Tabanlo Leong. This was an artsy house. Okay. It was an artsy house. Yeah.
I get it.
And my dad, I call him the hippie. He's laid back, you know. Everybody, you know, play to the strengths.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And even before we talk about you going to the States, I'm trying to figure out the scene now, aside, because you're the one who can paint for me a picture of the landscape. Media houses, how is it in terms of the entertainment music scene? What's happening?
I was, you know, my mother was also very strict. We weren't allowed to go out too much. I mean, there were DJs in those days. We didn't go out to too much live music after high school. We'd go out to clubs, yes, but the DJs were all playing R&B mostly. We didn't go out to like the Lingalas. I mean, I once saw Kina Mangele. Whose wedding? There was a wedding that we went to where I think Mangele Power playing, and that's the first time I saw, you know, this whole Zaiwa swag, you know. So I didn't really. It was really very insular and very about my own music and what I was doing, you know. out of high school, again with Rachel, we teamed up. We wrote a musical, Endless Roads. That was in 1980.
You teamed up with who?
Rachel Omamo.
Okay. 1980.
1980. We were just fresh out of high school. Wrote this musical. I was working then because I was, at O&M. So I'd have a friend of mine, Gidi. We call her Gidi. She'd come and help people start rehearse and choreograph and whatever. We had 100 kids here every day in my mom's dining room, garden, whatever. Yeah. Each person trying to rehearse their little part. We didn't even know how we were going to put it together. So in the end, the president was in the musical.
Hold on, are you talking about our president?
I wish there's some things that you could get if you look, and yeah, he was in the musical. He was something, can't remember, a worker with his friends, with their buddies. So we had people in different tiers, whatever. So we put it up at the National Theatre for I think 2 nights. So I mean, who knew? I mean, I don't know how I would have been so courageous to do something like that, but it was just doing what we loved, and everybody sort of pitched in and did what they did, and so there's a whole bunch of people who even now remember, oh yeah, those days of Endless Roads. I remember some people keep bringing up pictures of the program. Yeah. There was at the end we all autographed the programs, and some people have kept them, which is really interesting. Lots of fun.
I'm trying to.
It must have been so chaotic. My mom's dining chairs were broken.
I'm trying to figure out the environment that allowed you to dream like this. I mean, you're talking about writing a musical in 1980, fresh out of high school. Again, I'm trying to figure out, what did you watch? Were you going to watch music? What made you even inspire you?
My parents exposed us a lot.
Okay. Were you traveling to other countries this time?
No. Here, we watched pantomimes, musicals, plays. She was in the Department of Literature. What? Okay. I mean, I remember going to watch the Trial of Dedan Kimathi,
yes.
We watched everything, And then if there were cabaret acts that came in, we were all shipped off to go and watch them. Nice. So we were very, I guess, that maybe that's what it was. It was the exposure to that.
Okay.
I remember being taken to the drive-in to watch 7 Brides for 7 Brothers or My Fair Lady, and all kinds of things. So different sorts of music, and then of course there was the teen culture. In high school, in boarding school, what do you do, on a Saturday?
Okay. I get it. Okay, so from here, let's now then move the story a bit. Just now you leave Kenya, and where'd you go?
I go to Connecticut, to the States.
Buddy, I can start. Uko ready?
Niko ready, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is happening. Welcome to another session of the Playhouse. Hey, this one is big. Excited about the conversation that I'm about to have. This video, first and foremost, share it with, if they're a Kenyan, they need to watch this video. This is going to be one of those conversations that are going to be watched not just today, not just right now, but I believe in generations to come. I'm so glad and privileged and honored to be having this conversation. I can't even call him a friend, because that is degrading the level, because of the struggle that this guy has gone. First and foremost, from a professional point, this guy's an author. He has a full book, and we're going to be talking about that. He is a photographer, and I'm not just talking about random photography stories on my Instagram. No, this guy won the CNN Africa Photojournalist Award, not once but twice. But does he say? But I think more importantly, one of the things that we have to say about Boni, he's an entrepreneur and an advocate for change. He's got a space, Power 254, that he has given to not just creatives but also to people who want to bring about a positive change within Kenya. But above all that, I was thinking, how am I going to introduce Boni? I would say that Boni is a 2021 Mau Mau. That's one of the best ways that I can describe you. You are a person who is fighting for our country. You are fighting not just for today, but you're also fighting for tomorrow. This intro, Yani, I'm really sorry. I don't want to mention the awards you've won, because kuna many, and we're going to be talking about all of them. But most importantly, I want to give you your flowers right now and tell you thank you first and foremost, Boni, what you're doing for this country. I'm excited for the conversation that we have. Hey, very important to say, I've never said this on CTA. The views expressed on this show
Disclaimer. Hey.
are by the guest.
It's very early to start like that.
Lazima tuanze hivyo. However, there's a lot that I agree with you, there's a lot I disagree with you, but we're going to be having this whole conversation. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for none other than Boniface Mwangi.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I am so excited.
I'm happy, but suddenly I'm scared.
My wife told me, go for CTA, it's going to be therapy for you.
Nice.
And so I'm here. I don't know what I'm going to say. I have nothing planned to say. So this morning when I woke up, my wife told me, just go, it's your story. You know, we won't get to. And so I'm here. I won't pretend. Because when you become an activist, whatever you do, you have many shells. Unatembenga around kama tortoise. Ukigusa unaingia kwa shell kako, ndio usiumiwe sana. So nimekama hapa bila shell. Hadi venye kabla show yangu nina koja uoga. I'm scared.
Derek Wahia was saying, hey, hii seat huwezi kalia tu hivyo. Iko na mavitu. Anyway, Boni,
yes, sir.
Let's start this thing. First and foremost, you're here with your son, who I'm very excited because he's going to be hearing your journey.
Yes.
But not just him, even his kids are going to be hearing his journey, because all this content is going to be available for free for Kenyans to access.
Thank you.
You have an amazing story, but more importantly, I think what you're doing right now is super amazing. I want to understand you, Boni.
Yeah.
I've worked with you a couple of times. We've worked on different projects together.
Yes.
I sometimes understand you, I sometimes don't understand you. The whole reason why you're seated here is because I want to understand you. And I believe in understanding you and the journey that you've taken. I'm going to begin to understand, okay, so this is why he does this. This is why I may need to do this. That's why I want to start this thing at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Your birth. Let's take it that far.
Wow. So I was born in 1983 in Taveta. My mother was a trader. She used to trade between Kenya and Tanzania. She met my dad in a bar. My dad was a district officer in Taveta. His name is Kamanza. So my dad was a DO. My mother was a trader, and they met up. They met in a bar. My dad says that when he heard my mother sing, he thought like angels have come from heaven. My mother was a very good singer, and she even has a recorded song which I've been trying to find. They sang about my mother's beauty, and my mother sang in the 60s. So they met, and my mother got pregnant, and I was conceived.
What is your mom trading?
My mother was just doing trade. She was a all man of trades between the two countries. So in the
Tanzania and Kenya.
Tanzania and Kenya, yes. So so they met there, and I was conceived. Then along the way, they fell out.
Hold on. Oh, you were saying something in the 70s?
About my mother.
Yeah.
No, it's not about my mother. It's about me. So my mother was just a trader.
Okay,
yeah.
Sir.
Let me talk about myself.
Okay, sir.
And so yeah, they never got married, and I can go back to that. But first of all, I met my dad for the first time when I was 14, and he was my dad when I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you the only born from your mother and father?
Yes. So my mother had 7 kids, 6 different fathers.
Yo.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happens in the 80s, my mother, we had another brother born before me, born 79, I think, or 78. And the dad was Tanzanian. And so when my mother was traveling during her trades, the dad's family came and stole that boy. So I actually have a brother who's a Mchaga in Tanzania. When he was taken away, my mother panicked and realized that if I don't move, they're going to steal all my kids. So my mother moves to Nairobi. She moves to Nairobi and becomes a Mokorino.
Yo.
Yes. So my mother becomes a Mokorino. Alikuanga pale, unaona pale Nairobi River hapo kwa hiyo roundabout hapo. So my mother used to go to church there. So my mother Mokorino's church was this side. And then across kulikuwa na Gonyawa Konya, the living tent of God, where Mungiki was born. So across, that's where we used to be. We moved to Nairobi. No, we didn't move to Nairobi first. So
how old were you? How old in where?
So I want to remember this confusion. So yeah, first we come to Nairobi. We come to Nairobi my mother takes me to Shags. But in between, my mother is a Mokorino. So actually, my name is Boniface Mwangi. However, when my mother joined the Akorino sect, I was baptized. So I was called Haron.
Okay, wait, hey, Boni, unakimbia. Take me slowly, I want to understand this.
Yes.
So, you're born in Taita Taveta.
Yes.
Is your mama Kuk?
My mother is a Kikuyu, my dad is a Kikuyu.
Okay.
And so my mother runs away from that place.
How old are you at this time? Do you even remember?
When my mother left that side, I was about 5 or 6.
So you remember growing up then in Taita?
I remember I went to school.
Tuanze hapo. Usikimbie Nairobi. Nairobi tunakam.
Nilianza shule ya Taita Taveta.
Uh-huh.
Nikiwa mtoi. So my first language was Swahili. So in this confusion of my mother becoming a Mokorino, my mother gets spooked that one of her sons has been stolen by the dad. And you see, my mother had many kids. So my mother takes me to Ushago actually. We go first taken to Mokoroine. I go to Mokoroine around 89. When you go to Mokoroine 89, 90 there, that's where they removed me from now schooling in a school that I was learning Swahili. I didn't know Kikuyu or nothing. I go to Gishagi Nyeri, Mokoroine, where I don't know a single word of Kikuyu. I've never spoken Kikuyu. And they dropped me there. So I start schooling now in Mokoroine. And
this time now you're about...
I'm about...
If it's 89 and you're born in 83,
so I'm about
6, 7.
6, 7. So I actually go to kindergarten, Nursery 1, Nursery 2 in Mokoroine. I go to class 1 in Nyeri, and then I go to class 2. But now, when they took me to Nyeri, yes, I think we didn't come to Nairobi first, we went to Mokoroine. So in Nyeri now, my grandmother and everyone says nilikuwa nawasumbua sana because I wanted to go to be with my mom. Nilikuwa nawasumbua. I used to run away from home. I get inside gari za kwenda Nairobi. Mtoto uko na nani? Nashukishwa narudishwa. Mtoto uko na nani? Nashukishwa narudishwa. I gave them so much trouble in Shags, so much trouble. They told my mother, come for your son.
Do you remember how was school in Nyeri?
School was okay. First, I didn't know the language. So now first learn the language. So I learned the language. I sit around with the other
Which is Kikuyu?
I'm just a Kikuyu now, yeah. Because now I was speaking Swahili. I learned Kikuyu, but Ushago is boring. It's just, I'm not used to this. Because when you live in Taveta, it was rural, but it was a bit urban. In fact,
let's go back to Taveta. Because I want to, you see, by the time you're saying Nyeri is boring, there's an experience that you already had in Taveta, yeah.
Taveta, I spoke the language. Nilikuwa naongea Kiswahili. I had friends. I was another life. Nilikuwa nishazoea kuishi na watu wengine. Now I'm removed from these people. Taken to my people who I don't know. So here I'm being taught, in Kikuyu, I go to class, it's barefoot, it's just another life. And then I can't see my mother because my mother is travel and then come.
And what happened to your other siblings?
So we all grew up scattered. My firstborn by that time, our firstborn was already in Nairobi. Our secondborn was in Shags. Our thirdborn was in Shags. Our fourthborn is already disappeared. So we are all scattered. Now, when we moved to Shags, I moved to Shags. Nyeri. That's around...
Central Province.
Yes, around that time. My mother remains in Nairobi, comes back to Nairobi, meets another guy, hooks up, gets 2 more kids.
What?
So 87, she's pregnant with the 6th born, and 90, she has another child. Hey. And now, she's a Mokorino, like straight. My mother was a miniskirt girl, afro hair. Now she's no longer, you can't see any part of her skin. And then, my mother, because she was she lived in the 60s and 70s, which was free love and all that. She even had a tattoo of a lion on her hand. Now, because she's become a Mokorino, she can't wear short sleeves anymore. And she's actually short sleeves anaweka namna yadaki tattoo onekane.
Okay, so let's move. So on CT, I like going slowly. You'll realize I'll keep on hearing you. Just slow down. And the reason why is because I'm trying to, especially in these foundational years, it's so important to understand because you really understand how much it builds of somebody.
Yes.
So I've understood you've left Taveta. You've been taken to Shags, which is Mokoroine. It's Mokoroine is in Nyeri.
Yes.
Okay. So your mom, however, doesn't stay with you there. She comes to Nairobi. So now you're causing havoc. You're told, hey, come for your kid. She comes for you.
Yes, but so interesting enough, my this, parents and police. My grandmother one time, so when I was that young before I left up country, it's like one time, because I used to run away from home, I just won't come to Nairobi to find my mother. One day she takes me to the police station, and I'm around hapo 7 hapo. Akaniambia, unataka kuingia huko ndani? Because then I could see people being taken in by police with guns. Sasema hapana. Nikaambia na polisi, wewe usipumbue shosho yako sana, tutakufunga. So I'm very, very scared. I'm crying, shosho starudia. So I remember such incidents.
Yeah. How was your relationship with your shosho?
Later it became great. When I was that time, it wasn't really great.
And was there a guka? Was there?
My guka died the year I was born.
Oh, okay, Paula. So Nyeri for you was a no-no.
Nyeri was a no-no for me. It was slow. I was with my grandmother. She was a disciplinarian. And here, I was very curious. I was always been a curious person. I like asking questions. I like knowing things. So even in class, I was smart. I was a smart guy. I think one of the biggest competition in my class was actually a guy called Steve. And Steve was...
And what school were you in, Nyeri? What school is this?
Magajo Primary School.
Huh?
Magajo. It's Magajo Primary School. No, okay. Magajo.
Yeah.
So Magajo Primary School. So my competitor actually was a guy who came from the States. Their family was living in the US, and their dad was a driver for the Kenyan embassy in the US. So they moved back.
Okay.
So even him came with the same culture shock. He was speaking English. That's no Kikuyu. And then there's another guy speaks Swahili.
That's right. What else do you remember about Magajo Primary School?
No, I remember Safari Rally actually. Watching Safari as a child. Going to the river to fish. It wasn't bad. Actually, it was Bali. You see tourists going to Bali. It was Bali. It was beautiful and all that.
Yeah.
But just the idea that I wanted to see my mother and I wanted to come to Nairobi.
You're not thinking about your dad at this time because your dad was never there.
I didn't even know who my dad was.
Okay.
Actually, this concept of dad and realizing people have parents and have both parents, I realized that in my teenage years.
Oh, okay.
Because I grew up, so even growing up, when I was in Shags and even I came to Nairobi, everywhere we lived, it was very hard to see people with two parents. Because even when I was in Shags, my uncle was married and he had a wife in Shags. But he used to come once every month. So so even my nephews and my nieces, everyone around me, their dad used to come once. So that thing about dad idea was never in my mind.
I get it.
Yeah.
And siblings, it's so, your siblings, I'm hearing you have so many siblings, but you really don't have siblings because you're not together.
So, yes, no,
there's not even one sibling who you are pamoja with in Nyeri?
So in Nyeri, actually, I had two sisters in Shags, but you see, didn't even know them when I went to Shags. I had my sister born in 74, I think, and another one born in 18 Shags when I went to Shags.
But you don't know that you are...
I didn't know they were my sisters. Because I came from a place where I was just living there. And my brother then was going to high school in Taveta, but he was coming during holidays. So it was me and my mom. Actually, the biggest beef, if you ask my family, if you ask them today, my mother died 21 years ago. They'll say, my mother loved me than any other person. That's what they say. That's what they claim. It's actually a claim. I don't think so. My mother loved me secretly. But if you ask them, they'll
also
say...
you say.
No, I think... Because they think I am successful and all that. But I was as aggressive as...
Okay. No, I get it. No, it's okay. Be you.
So let me tell you. So we come to Nairobi. So this is actually what happens.
Okay, and now let's transition to Nairobi.
Let's come to Nairobi.
Okay.
So I'm a Mokorino.
No, bro. You've moved fast. When you come to Nairobi, where are you staying?
So I stay in Ngara.
Okay, so you come, the first place and is this your first time in Nairobi to live?
Yes, to live. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So your mom was in
Ngara.
Who is your mom with? Now this guy she's met.
She's met. So now we're in Ngara, in a single room. My brother used to come and go. So now, actually it was like a family reunion. So my brother used to come and go. So my brother is not there. We have another sister now in Shags. Alikuwa Primo, alikuwa Mbigi. So now in Ngara we are me, my sister Karo, the girl born 87 Magi, Wangari born 90. So there are four. We have four of us in that room. Yes, four. My brother comes and goes, and then you have the other assistant shags. So like 6 of us, but 4 of us in the same house, and this guy. So it's a single room, like 6 people in Ngara.
But by single room, the whole house is a single room. The whole house is one room.
Yes, one room.
Not a single bedroom.
No, single room, like a single room.
Okay.
Single room. So tunalala kwa kiti huku juu. Outside it's a garage.
Yo.
I'm a mechanics. That's around now 92, around 92. Ahead of the multi-party elections and all that. So we're living here. Now, this is what happens to my mother. My mother has joined a cult. So my mother moves from Mokorino, where I was be called Aaron, where I used to go there and play the drum. Now I'm be tororige, neje so agi, tororige, neje so agi, tororige. I used to be the one leading songs.
Yeah.
Dahunyo kete gyuma kwa wainga, dahunyo kete gyuma kwa wainga, Jesu ake joya. Kehubaguo yohono kyokwa wainga diga choka. That was me now.
Explain to somebody what a Mokorino is.
A Mokorino is like an African sect that has religious teachings. There are Christianity as well. It's a mixture of both. So you wear a turban in your head. And then you can't show your hair. Women wear long dresses, and then.
So do they believe in Jesus, or what is it?
They believe in Jesus.
So it's just an African version of that.
Of Christianity, yes. It's like rundu hallelujah. Israeli kudundu. It's like Israeli kudundu. So in this sect, and my mother meets another sect. Leaves this one and then joins another called African Gospel of God Church. For those who don't know, it's up next to Desta University. The women wear white clothes and men don't shave their beard, and then they shave their head bald. That church. So my mother joins that church. She joins that church. That's interesting. So she's doing business in town.
What is she doing?
Selling books. So she's in Nairobi now selling books.
Okay.
First, there's this eviction that happened during Kanjo days, out of Kuzo town, but she's trying to be stable. We moved. She ended up having a stall at Apangara Market and a bookshop at Kariako, that place.
Yes.
So they evicted from town, and she moves to sell books in Gara and Apo Kariako. But now she's in a sect. She has 2 small kids that they're 87 born, 90 born. She has me, she has my sister Caro, and now we are here. She's in this sect. She wants to shave us all our hair. This church believes that, which she did. So I'm no longer Aaron. Luckily, none of those names were put in my birth certificate.
Yes.
So my mother, this is now where things start getting going downhill. So she's in this sect. She makes money, but the money goes to the church.
Oh.
And then now she decides to hand over her 2 daughters to the church. Because this church has, if you go to that church up, it's a Shona church. They are what called sisters. Kids, when they hand over kids when they're very young to go and serve God for the rest of their life. But when my mother hands over the kids, she's told no. For them to be given to this church, they must be now prophesied. So these kids are not prophesied to come to this church, to be given to the church. They can attend, but they can't become sisters.
Yo.
And I'm happy they were rejected. Because now I have my sisters and they're doing well. So my mother decides, okay, but now what I'm going to do, I'm going to be giving the church my money. So my mother starts giving the church her money. Giving her church her money. We get evicted from Ngara, that single house. The man my mother was cohabiting with disappears. And I hope, if you guys know Sebastian Mongai, I'll be shame on you. He works for Nakuru County government, but I haven't seen him forever. I think I haven't seen him in over 20 years. He's called Sebastian Mongai. He's an evil man. And I said it, and your daughters are looking for you, so please be a man. Now, because it is true, they just need to know, yeah. What did this guy just leave? So this is now early 90s. So my mother is evicted from that house. When she's evicted, what does a woman do? She takes my 2 sisters to Shags. Her other sister goes to live with my auntie. Then I'm the only one remaining with her. Now, among all these people, no one wanted me because I was that sumbua. Shosho alisema hapana, tuwezi kaa naye. Mandy said hapana, tuwezi kaa naye. So the reason why I was left with my mother, the reason why I say
You're a manga.
no one wanted me. And that guy, so ndio hiyo, and that time I actually so tukatoka hapo.
Let me ask, even when you came, there's a story that I don't want you to miss out. I want to understand this. Okay, I understand what your mom is doing in terms of joining these cults and Bina Mokorino joining the cults. I want to hear about you. So you, when you come from Nyeri to what do you call this county? Nairobi.
Yeah, Ngara.
Do you go to school?
Yes. Now I go to school.
Okay.
So now I joined Pangani Primary School.
You're like in class 3, 4, what class?
Class
7, 8?
No, class 2. Class 2, 90. I was in class 2. Yeah, class 2.
Okay.
Around class 2.
Okay.
So I joined Pangani Primary School. Boy, I forgot to speak Kiswahili kabisa. I just speak Kikuyu. Another culture shock. So ni kujaribu kulearn language huko. By now nilikuwa nimetoka Shago, nilikuwa nishaona safari rally. Sasa mimi nilikuwa nimezoea matope Shago, nilikuwa break time. Nilikuwa na entertain wasi kwa maji. Nakimbia, Patrick Njiru ndani ya maji. Wow! Nikajoin Pangani Primary School.
And you met Patrick Njiru?
I met Patrick Njiru. Nikaingia Pangani Primary School. Nikaanza kusoma, nikaingia.
Are you clever? Or has the shags affected?
I've always been smart.
Are you saying that because your son is here?
No, I think I was decent. Okay. I joined Pangani Primary School. My aunt is a teacher there. I met a guy called Mr. Moneki. Fantastic teacher. He was my English teacher. And he had a very nice library. Like that's why I fall in love with books. So my mother's selling books and I have a very good school library. I joined the school, Pangani Primary School. When we were not in school, we were fishing tadpoles. We were going to City Park. City Park was beautiful. There were flowers. We'd walk around. So we'd walk from Ngara all the way to Pangani Primary School. It was very safe. It was just a good life. Like an idyllic childhood. And
I heard you say Sundays. So Sundays, you're with your mom at the Mokorino?
No Mokorino.
No, in the beginning.
It was Mokorino now.
Yes.
So it's just Mokorino. Mother changes church. I follow to the next church, which is now the one that they go on Saturday.
Yeah.
This church now,
Did you enjoy it?
Let me tell you, bro. I think as a child, religion gave me trauma, like bad trauma. So when I joined when my mother joined this cult, me and with my mom. So we had to pray 6 p.m., 9 p.m., midnight, 3 a.m., 6 a.m. We had to pray like every 3 hours you're praying. Yeah. We had to, every Friday, I would be shipped to go to the Valley Road for Masoe prayers. So Friday prayers. So you sleep there, then they wake you at night to pray. And it was cold. I did not even have a sweater. It was just cold. And then I decided becoming sickly because of the cold. And then I was told the reason I'm becoming sickly because I stay at the sisters. You know, those, because I was a child. Because kulikuwa tuna mama tu wanatembea na but I've been staring at them. That's the reason why. So if you go there today and ask them what's it, they used to call me Scout because I was a Boy Scout. So even if you go there today up Valley Road, what is Scout? It is me because I was a Boy Scout. Nilikuwa nashikanga madushi na waletea. Now, so in Ngara. But my mother is taking her money to the church. So she loses
everything.
So we get evicted. When you get evicted, it ends up being now what happens to us. So my mother, all of us are scattered. Some go shags. I'm left with my mother. Me and my mom move. So one of the pastors is called Ndwega. Now he's in Embu. He was a GSU officer, and he was a pastor in that church. He gives us a place to stay. GSU Roraka. So we moved to GSU Roraka.
Stop again. Rewind. I tell you, Boni, you know, you there's so much that you are throwing in this story that I've just got questions. So, did you ever help your mom sell the books?
Yes, I'm helping my mother sell the books.
At Ngara?
Ngara, Kariako. So I'm learning the hustle from my mother.
That's why I was asking that.
So I'm learning the hustle. My mother had a shop.
Because I mean, we're not talking, it was a shop. It was actually a shop.
So she had an open air market in Gara, in Mwarero. Akauza, akasema niaje, let's sell the shop. It's a mabati shop. Hapa penye mashendozi zangu, hapo ndani. She had a shop there. Nadango Deborah Booksellers. So Deborah Booksellers, nena nauza vitabu hapo na mother, na msimamia duka yake nauza. Napigwa na baridi nauza. As in, that's what I was helping my mother. I was learning the hustle. Even during the holidays when my mother didn't have work to do, had work to do, I was the one doing all her deliveries. I was that guy.
You know why I'm asking this? Because you have a book.
Yes.
And I've seen you hustling that book till today. I'm just trying to see where the roots came.
The hooking came from my mother. You know, my mother used to have a saying, actually, learn how to live with people. I think I learned how to live with people from my mom. That I can live anywhere and be with anyone at any given time. That was my mother. So, mimi ndio huyo hapo. We moved to Roraka, GSU camp. We live in the GSU camp.
Have you changed schools?
No, I'm still in Pangani. So in the morning, the trucks for Roraka, the GSU trucks, used to drop people. So they used to take people to schools. They drop you along the way.
Okay.
Then in the evening, you cross over on the other side. The trucks coming back, they drop you. And even if it's an army vehicle and you stop it, they know you're a child of an officer or a soldier, so they carry you.
Okay.
So I'm really
dude, so you've been friends with these Karao guys?
My dad.
Fuck GSU. They've been your boys.
Uko ndani GSU uko ndani.
Hawa wanakupiga.
Na ndio bado wananipiga manze. And my dad was a DO. And one of my sisters actually, their dad was a police officer, inspector. So because busy biashara watu piga tu unapata na watu tofauti. So GSU camp. We stay with this guy, he's a pastor. Then you overstay our stay. He tell us you have to move. We moved to Githurai 45.
So what's your mom doing?
Just selling books. My mom lives in the morning, goes to sell books. Mimi napanda gari za GSU.
Good school.
Zanieka Pango, natembea all day Pangani primary school. Johnny narudi. Nangoja the other side, napanda truck ya army ama ya GSU.
Back home.
Drop, narudi home.
So these guys like, yeah, you guys have overstayed?
I've overstayed. So I used to go GSU kama kwenda kwa hiyo mess ya. So the guy who Ndwiga, who was a pastor, had lost his leg in an accident. So he was in charge of the mess, senior officers. So I'll go to the mess of senior officers seat. Wadosi wakiingia nafukuzwa, natulia tu. So I could say I grew up seeing police up close. Ndio hawa hapa. Wakikimbizwa kwa uwanja. I used to wonder, why do they just get sumbuliwa like this? A story for another day. So nika hapo GSU, tukatoka GSU tukaenda Githurai.
What year is this now by the time you're going to Githurai?
Githurai 93.
Okay, so this time you're in like you're
class 5.
Class 5 there.
93 class 4.
Class 4.
93 class 4 tukamu to Githurai.
Okay.
Tukakaa Githurai.
Who are you staying with in Githurai?
Githurai, my mother found a house.
Okay.
Ploti tu. Hizo maploti za
So
Githurai.
she's paying rent. Yes.
So nikiwa Githurai holiday nitafuta hustle. Kuna mwadha alikuwa ngana
Sure, haija change bado you're in Pangani
primary.
Okay.
Nikaanza kutafuta hustle ya do. Ndio kwenda coach movie, mavida. So I want to watch movies. Hakuna sina do. So tukaanza kuiba vijiko nauza. Niko na pana. Not sustainable, nikaanza kuuza njugu. So huko nikaambia mother fulani kwanza ngama njugu. Nipatie njugu niuze pale nje ya video show. Unajua kina kuna video, alikuwa anabeba njugu. So
popcorn
ya ghetto ni njugu, So ziko na mautu tu. So nikaanza kuuza manjugu. So nauza manjugu hapo. But the first day nilipatiwa kazi ya kuuza njugu. Tulienda ukakula stock na tukawatch ile ndio tuliza kidogo tukawatch movie nikavutia hiyo job. So nilikuwa nina kusema madopo nje ya video show, napigia se story, movie kienda kushaisha na mbingi uone. Tuko Githurai. My mother kona Githurai na place naenda shule ni mbali. Akasema let me move to near Pangani. Tuka move Juja Road. Sasa Juja Road is
and it's just you and your mom.
Me and my mom now. See, everyone has been scattered now. Yeah. It's me and my mom now.
Are they coming some holidays sometimes?
When in Githurai now. So in Juja Road is when they say coming.
Okay.
So tuka move to Juja Road. Juja Juja ni mtaa. Actually, no. I've left at a story, man.
And to Rudy, no problem here. You can always go back.
Yeah, we lived in Majengo. Yeah, before my mother moved to GSU.
After Gara.
We went to live with a woman called Mama Kasuku in Majengo. And when you live with Mama Kasuku in Majengo, Mama Kasuku alikuwa na son yake alikuwa kutoka Major kwa deported. He was a big guy. And so this guy said no, you can't live here, akaanza kutusumbua. So mimi na madhangu tunaenda kutafuta hao kije. Sasa zile hao za kije zikijengwa, unaingia kwa hao. Nizopatope kwanza ukiingia, unapata hiyo hao juu ilikuwa imejengwa na hakuna matoleo, mtu amekunia ndani. So first we tried to look for a house where there's no shit in that house.
Yeah.
And then that's now kije, tukashikije for a while. I wish my mother was alive to fill in some of the gaps of how long we stayed in Majengo. Kijeni nikaanza kujua kufanya boxing. One of my classmates in Pangani Primary School, his dad was a car thief.
Car thief?
Yes, alikuwa anabanga tu magari. Walikuwa wanaiba magari, wakiba magari uptown. Gari inaingizwa kije, inaingizwa tu place fulani hapo, inachangiwa rangi, number plate, inakuwa kitu tofauti. Huko ndio unajua sasa, huko ndio mtaa sasa. Now in Majengo actually, and this is something that was very shocking. So my mother never used to tell me, but my mother every time I come home every day in the evening, she'd tell me to remove my clothes and inspect my behind.
Huh?
Yes. So there's a lot of sodomy and defilement. My mother's not telling me, kitu wantu siende. Ukiende, but when I come home in the evening, when she's saying, kuja, natolewa nguo, unaangaliwa. It was just, Kije was that tough. Tulikuwa jangu Yahya Muhammad akafunja kupiga boxing huko. It was interesting. So from Kije,
this one you on GSU.
I went to GSU where we got kicked out. Then I went to Githurai.
Now from Githurai you're out again.
Juja.
Hey.
Now Juja is where the formation of my life, my character and my worldview was formed now.
Yeah, dude, it's been formed already. It's been formed now, in all of this, just maybe not as loudly.
So 93 happened, to move. Now, my mother goes and meets an agent. My mother pays rent. And my mother pays rent, and I don't know what happened between him and that guy, but that guy took that money, then gave that house to someone else.
Whoa.
So we moved from Githurai with our things. We come here, and when we move in, hakuna nyumba. So you know it's a nyumba ya goro hivi chini. So downstairs, kulikuwa na, like when you're doing the stairs, there's a hole there.
Yes.
Like under the
stairs, yeah.
We stayed there for 3 months.
What?
Kalala nje kila kitu. As in, I used to be mocked in school. So we're sleeping outside as we wait for someone else to move out. Then we get a house.
That guy disappeared?
No, he was an agent. Alisema takutofutia tu nyumba nikaenda. So tulikuwa nalala tu nje. Our property, everything was just outside.
How was that for you? Tough?
Bro, it was humiliating. It was like total humiliation. Because now everyone in school knew that I used to sleep outside. Because now we're sleeping outside kwa corridor. Tunapikia hapo nje. When people pass, and then there's nothing valuable for people to steal. It was just poverty. And then I remember that time, one day I'm going to school, because now my mother, I don't even have good shoes. I'm going to school, then I find shoes thrown outside. So I pick those shoes and show my mom, hey, angalia hizi viatu ni poa. My mom takes those shoes, goes and put them new soles. Nilikuwa nimeweka tu sole kidogo. So, and then another day I'm walking to school, I feel like I have new shoes. Some guys are laughing, hey, umevaa viatu za sister yangu, hizi ndio tulitupa, hizi viatu za sister yangu. The humiliation, the embarrassment, as in it was just a humiliating experience. One of the things about poverty, it's very dehumanizing. So I was the mockery of the school, nilikuwa nachekwa. But anyway, nilikuwa kwa shule. Mimi bado sasa hapo nikaanza kuwa kichwa ngumu. Join Skao. Scouts.
Oh, Skao. Oh.
Skao. Eventually someone moved out, we got a house, a single room. And then, so it was like a double room. So the first bedroom we shared with another family of 3 boys, one lady. Then the other one, it was me and my mom. And then, like...
At this time, do you, I don't even use the word no. Do you feel like you're poor? Or is this all that you know?
I feel like I'm poor. Because now this leads to where me and my mom started parting ways. So it became very truant. I either go to school, nikakataliwa na walimu wote shule.
You are a menace.
All the teachers, apart from Mr. Moneki. Mr. Moneki was my English teacher. And all the teachers said, they didn't want to teach me.
What is it about you? What were you doing? You are, when you say kichwa ngumu, explain to me.
Nilikuwa tu mrui, nilikuwa tu na ile uru ya mtatu, ile you just misbehaving. You don't know better. Because my mother, Friday jioni I'm shipped to the church. pray the entire night and be just the following day. So Friday, so mimi nashukua program ya madhangu. Yeah. Friday, church, nini. So around 94.
Oh, so it's not your mom hasn't changed. She's still in this same cult.
My mother is in the cult and there's no money.
She's still giving the money to
the church.
Okay.
And then I go to that church. I'm told that there's a prophet tells me, you know, I'm Eli in the Bible. You're Samuel. Like there's a lot of shit in the church, a lot of nonsense in the church.
Yep.
So mimi ndio mse. So hapo around 94
in the cult.
94 I'm around 11 years old. Azimi kaza kuhepa shule, nenda kuzurura na machokora, nenda tao, and then around that 94 things the first time I got arrested. Because what happens, 94, 95. So I ran away from home. I start working huko tao, sweeping buses, Malindi buses, kusweep mabasi tao. Stay kwenda shule. And then I meet this guy, this boy, his dad or his parents owned a bar, wherever, I don't remember where it was. He had stolen some money. So he says, niaje niko na do, kama mimi najua twende Mombasa. We are going with him to Mombasa.
No, dude. You just jump on and go. Who you knew that guy?
I don't know that guy. It was a young boy. It was my age. Yeye amekuja kwenda kwa Mombasa na kona do. Tukaenda naye Mombasa. Fika Mombasa kanihepa. Sasa kunihepa akaenda juu utapenda akapoteza pesa. And then sasa nikaanza kutafuta kazi ya nini? Kazi ya that's the time nitafuta kazi ya houseboy. Nitafuta kazi ya houseboy Mombasa.
Hold on.
So around 94 kazi ya houseboy Mombasa with this boy tukapatiwa.
Where are you sleeping?
So we got a job in Mombasa Old Town. So this Arab family, wherever it was, tukona kwa roof. So our work was to clean the house and kuchota maji tupeleka kwa nyumba. Tuchota maji tupeleka juu. And I'm very young, I'm very tiny. But our idea was we work in this house. We get a chance, we steal money, we buy tickets.
Come back to Nairobi.
But we don't. So eventually me and him had a fallout. And we fought in public. Tukapigana. Tukashikwa sisi wote wawili. Mombasa Railway Police Station. Tukapatiwa kwa polisi. Polisi wakauliza wewe ni nani? Tukapiga story. Na wewe ni nani? Mama yako wapi? Akaniambia tu wewe tuwarudisha kwenyu. Tutarudisha Nairobi. So the police put us in the old train. Tulikuwa second class ama first class. Ile iko na bed huku juu, bunker bed. So mimi nikalala juu, Karao kalala chini. Karao aliamka asubuhi, nimemkojolea. Nguo zake ziko wet. Leo na kibari. Nimekojolea askari. Nikarudishwa Nairobi. Nifika pale rail station kanambia, unajua nyumbani toka uende. Nikatoka nikaenda.
Your mom this time now?
My mother doesn't know who I am. So now,
and what, she doesn't care? You've been gone for how long this period now?
I don't know, but my mother doesn't.
How long did it feel like you had gone?
There are no phones. No, like a month or weeks. I'd been gone. So I come back to Nairobi. I'm taken back to school.
So you got back to your mom?
Go back to my mom.
She's like, where have you been?
Yeah, but so mama yangu na kanisa. So watu wa religion saa zingine wanakuwa matupambao. So nikarudi shule. I remember in school. So there's a guy called Mr. Nyamu. He's now somewhere big in Teacher Service Commission, who was our headmaster then. So what actually happens, I don't know what happened in our class. It was January 1995. I don't know what really happened in that class. But we were all called to be punished in the teacher's sitting room, in the headmaster's office. And I made it not to be beaten. So there was a globe. This globe, the big globes that teachers used to have for the map of the world. I took that globe and I told them, if you touch me, I'll break it. So I want you to open the door for me and I want to leave. So I held it. The headmaster opened for me the door. I walked out, put it down.
Out.
And that's the last time I stepped into that class.
No, that school even?
That's, Pangani Primary School.
Yeah.
So niko class 6 January. Sasa boy wako ndio ametoka kwa sasa nimeenda kuface life. Nimeacha shule. Nikaingia tao. Kwanza nilikuwa nalalanga nje sasa. Ninget out. Kazi yangu ni kuosha mabasi za kwenda Mombasa.
Okay, Boni, let me ask. How do you even know now? So for you, you're like, I need to start making money.
Yes, but you see, because my mother used to sell books. And we used to sell books in the streets. I used to see street kids all over. Machokora kwa kila pahali. So, si machokora wanaishi. Independence. I want to become independent.
Hi.
So I ran away from home. Nikajoin machokora.
So you left school and you left home?
Yes, I went. So I went, nikaenda kwa barabara, nikaanza kufagia mabasi. And then one time, it was in Feb 1995. I think it was Feb 12, 1995. Nimeshafagia basi imeenda Mombasa. Nimelala hapo nje. Makara wanatembea tu from Kamkunji police station. Kuja kaniuliza, kijana unafanya nini hapa nje? Nini? Nikamwambia sijui nafanya hapa kazi ya kufagia mabasi, they arrested me. Wakaniandikia vagrancy. Mimi ndio nikabukiwa Kamkunji police station. Then the following day nikapelekwa children's court. The court said trace the parents. Nikapelekwa Pangani police station. So on my way to Pangani police station, nimebebwa na gari ya polisi, nilikuwa na mama yangu akivuka barabara. Akasema, "Ole mama yangu." Akasimamisha akamwambia, "Mama, kuja Pangani." Mama kuja Pangani akaambiwa, "Sasa mtoto wako ndio huyu. Tunafaa koti na kutaka kuja kotini." My mother came to court and said, "Oh, I've been running away from home." Now me, I defended myself. I said, "No, my mother, there's no food in our house. My mother is always in church. I have no books." And nikamwaga family secrets. My mother remember that I almost got her jailed. When nijitetea. They went and did a children report. Wakatuma a children officer to my school, Pangani Primary School. They did a report.
They found out you're a mess.
They said this man must be committed. So I was jailed for 7 years into approved school.
What?
When I was 11 years.